Is anyone else still lightheaded from yesterday? Just me? Alright, guys, we got the trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home. A ton of you guys have already seen my reaction, and I want to thank you guys for the love and support on the reaction. But now, let's break down the trailer and dive deep into all of the little details, hidden references, and things you missed. So, without further ado, subscribe and hit that bell notification on my channel to get notified for future videos. Now let's break down this trailer. So we can see the trailer starts off right after the events of Spider-Man Far From Home, and Peter's life is quickly getting ruined with the reveal of his secret identity, and now he's being prosecuted, and we see that one of the people that happen to be in this room look to be Matt Murdock. You guys can call me crazy all you want, but I think in this shot right here, that silhouette of that person walking, I think that's Matt Murdock. I think that's the same person who slams the files on the desk. And I think we're going to see Charlie Cox return to the role. And I feel like Marvel hit another subtle reference to this character when we see Peter walking to school and there's a poster that says Devil in Disguise, and it's Peter's face with devil horns, but Matt Murdock is the devil in disguise. He's Daredevil, but during the day, he's the lawyer Matt Murdock. Peter's finally had enough of it, so he ends up going to Doctor Strange for help. And in between all of this, we get a quick shot of Peter running through a feast shelter in his black and gold suit, and he's maskless. So I imagine this would happen towards the beginning of the film, where the entire world still knows his secret identity, because then what would be the point of Strange's spell if Peter's still running around without a freaking mask? But speaking of Doctor Strange, when we see him casting this spell for Peter, we can see that he has the Eye of Agamotto around his neck. The last time we saw the Eye of Agamotto, it was destroyed by Thanos in Avengers Infinity War, so I'm curious how he brought it back, and if he brought the Time Stone back with the Eye of Agamotto, because if the Time Stone isn't there, then it's useless. It's just a casing, it's just a necklace that doesn't do anything. So the Time Stone was what powered the Eye of Agamotto. So I'm curious to see how Strange got that back, and if he brought back the Time Stone with it, because if Strange can bring back Infinity Stones, well then, we have an entirely other different conversation that we have to have. But I don't know about you guys, Doctor Strange felt a little sus to me in this trailer. I feel like something's going on with Doctor Strange behind the scenes, because it's uncharacteristic of Stephen Strange to go out of his way to help Peter, knowing the risks and consequences that could come from this spell being cast. One thing I did think of was that maybe Strange was feeling guilty of what happened to Tony in Endgame, so he's going to help out Tony's protege. He's going to help out the person who's taking on Tony's legacy, and maybe Strange is feeling a responsibility to help Peter out after what happened to Tony in Endgame. So we see Doctor Strange start to cast this spell, and this is starting to follow the One More Day comic, where in the comics, Peter's secret identity is revealed to the world. Then Aunt May ends up getting killed because the entire world knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and he has enemies that are going to come for the people he loves most. So Strange starts to cast this spell where the entire world is going to forget Peter's secret identity. This includes MJ, Ned, Happy, everyone, and Peter doesn't like that. So Peter starts to mess with it. He starts to realize that if MJ forgets that he's Spider-Man, then she's going to forget their entire relationship. And that's where this movie is going to differ from the comic. Because in the comic, the spell goes through and everyone forgets, and Peter ends up losing his marriage with Mary Jane. But now in this movie, it looks like MJ, Ned, and Aunt May are going to be the only ones to remember that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Peter starts falling through the sky with Doctor Strange, the earth is bending, and all of this is taking place in the mirror dimension. And it looks like Doctor Strange and Spider-Man are going head to head in this scene within the mirror dimension, and it's all about this box. Because we see in the trailer that Doctor Strange does send Peter into his astral form, and Peter's holding this box. So I imagine that whatever they're fighting about, it's over this box. So I'm curious to know what this box is and what role it's going to play in the film. We get a quick shot of Electro's comic accurate lightning. We still don't have a full look at Electro, but to know that he's gonna be coming back in his comic accurate lightning, I mean, it follows Jamie Foxx's post when he first announced he was gonna be in this movie. He's not gonna be blue in this one. Now we start to get looks at the multiverse of Sinister Six that's forming in front of our eyes. We get a very hard and quick shot of Lizard jumping at Peter. And yes, this is Lizard. After diving deep into Twitter and seeing better shots with where the brightness is turned up, this does look to be Lizard in this trailer. And then we get a shot of Peter in his black and gold suit fighting Electro, and he could also be fighting Sandman in this scene as like a huge mob of sand is just like coming up from the ground. And then at this point in the trailer, this is where I started to worry for my health. This is where I started to worry for my health, because we see a goblin bomb land on the highway. Peter is suiting up, and we hear the laugh of Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. We know he's in this movie. We know he's coming back. We didn't get to see him in this trailer, but to hear that laugh and see that goblin bomb, oh my gosh. Now, before we get to the big reveal, we see Peter in this blue and gray suit. And I don't think this means much, but in Spider-Man 3, Tobey wears almost the exact same suit. And again, I don't think this means anything, but I think it just furthers the idea that they are variants of each other. Tobey, Tom, Andrew, they are all variants of each other. But then it all builds, everything cuts, and the screen goes black, and we see a tentacle emerge from the screen, and Alfred Molina returns as Dr. Octopus. Oh my gosh, guys, I cannot tell you, I cannot tell you what was going through my brain in this moment. It felt like my entire childhood was just brought to life on screen. And he says two very simple words, "Hey, Peter." And guys, I think this is a complete total trailer misdirect. I think he is for 100% talking to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I don't even think it's a question. Just the way he says, "Hey, Peter," it's almost like a long time no see. And I just cannot wait for the next trailer, because I feel like in the next trailer, we're really gonna start to see a lot of these villains come out of the shadows. We're gonna start to see a lot of these villains in their redesigns, because every single one of these villains is going to look different. That's why Jamie Foxx's Electro isn't blue. Alfred Molina, he's looking a little similar to his Spider-Man 2 design, but there's still a couple of differences in his design. And it's going to be the same with Lizard, with Sandman, with Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. All of these villains are going to look different. And it's just surreal that we're finally starting to see all of this come to life. This movie comes out in December, and the fact that this was our first teaser trailer, like they titled this a teaser trailer. So I could only imagine what a full trailer is gonna look like. And I don't know how you can watch this trailer and say that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are still not gonna be in this movie. I mean, this is a multiversal Spider-Man film. I just don't know how you could still be of that mentality. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below, what did you guys think of this trailer? What were some things that stuck out to you? What were some things that I missed in my breakdown? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys enjoyed this breakdown, please consider subscribing and hit that bell notification on my channel to get notified when these videos come out. Thank you guys for watching this video. I love you guys 3000, and I'll see you guys next time.